And the topic of today is about returning to unconditional love. And returning to unconditional love, there is an opposite to it. And the opposition to this is the division, the separation, the hurt, the pain, the judgments, the blame. The craziness that's going on right now on this planet. It's kind of becoming really wild. Let's just see it as it is. A lot of dysfunctions are revealing themselves, and way too many, of course. It might feel very overwhelming. Way too many dysfunctions are functioning through humanity, even in a not nice way. You know, some people can feel very overwhelmed, too much to handle, can't keep up, can't catch up with all this accelerated life happenings right now. And with that, there are a lot of crazy things happening. And today I felt the call to bring this topic up, to explore the functions of this harmony and why we even act out sometimes from places of hurting others or judging others, creating that sense of separation and division. So let's start from the shadow first. Let's start from what we find the most challenging to meet. And I really would like to speak from a humanely level. I'm not going to be fluffy and speaking about, you know, when you're in your highest states of consciousness and how you feel out of your body and how light and whatsoever you experience. But today I want to speak from the realness of the human function, including the shadows and dysfunctions that are really coming up more than ever. Now, of course, many times it is not our intention to hurt another. Many times it's not. Many times we do want to do good. Many times we do want to do good, but somehow pain and separation and division still is taking form, still is taking place. It is very well, understood because all our unconsciousness, it's surfacing, and also it's very hard for us to see the truth of all these shadows we hold, and all the dislikes, because all of these shadows, we don't like them, we don't want them to be here. But in this time, this is what's happening in this lifetime, right in this body. Through this body vehicle, we are experiencing this shift of consciousness exactly how you're experiencing it. And yes, it's not the most comfortable. The dismantling of the functions, so the dismantling of the dysfunctions is not a comfortable process. It is not. No matter your state of consciousness, when you're in a process of dismantling a dysfunction, It is not a comfortable process. So let's put things very real today, very real. So, something that we can at least shine some light upon what is behind the dysfunctions, what is even deeper than the dysfunctions that create harm and disharmony to one another, even to close brothers and sisters. You know, it can really bring a lot of damage and division and separation. But yet, what is beneath this dysfunction? What is beneath these actions that sometimes or many times take form? And what I see here, it's a lack. There is a lack of consciousness that is clear, of course. There is a lack of light, but there is also a lack of love. A lack of love. And if we are able to see this, even in the midst of any craziness or very wild situations or any harm happening to your friends or your your soul friends, like anything that you witness right now, you also have a responsibility to reharmonize yourself too. You don't want to add another blame to the chess game. You don't want to add on to the harm. You don't want to add another plus of judgments. So, what do we do here? We have to first realize that any dysfunctions of disharmonies happening maybe around you, or maybe on a global level, what you're attuning with right now, it's just very great to bring a deeper insight, some compassion as well, to see that those dysfunctions are only happening because beneath it there is a lack of love. And how does a lack of love even take form? This comes because of a certain disconnection with our source. That's the core, a disconnection from our deepest selves that creates a lack already. But what creates a lack too is when we experience in our life, let's speak of this lifetime, as an experience that has created pain, that we have experienced some form of pain, some form of division, separation in our lives. So that can also be behind the scenes of those disharmonious functions that function through humanity, even not right now, even in various states of consciousness. It does not matter. The dysfunctions are here, and we are here to heal. And healing means encompassing in love, and that also means being compassionate and kind. And even that also means a deeper understanding and an insight also to yourself. Because you might see it happening out there, but sometimes it touches you too. Sometimes you act in a disharmonious way. Sometimes you say something that creates separation or division. So we're speaking here, I'm speaking to you, and at the same time it's reflecting to me. We're literally like one team here on this planet right now. And in our timings, we do have these moments, and especially now There's so many things happening. There's so many things happening. So it's just really important for us to have a deeper insight and to remember, at least to remember, that any disharmonious actions, any bad actions, you know, behind that can also be a disconnection or a lack of love. And of course, sometimes this also goes right into the soul. Sometimes the soul gets actually damaged. So here we're not just speaking, touching one another on a personal level or on an emotional level only or a psychological. This can also damage your energy body and even deeper your soul. So life also right now, there's no mistakes. There is still a divine unfoldment of life happening, but sometimes certain actions are unnecessary. Sometimes certain actions are unnecessary for the soul to experience a certain um, damage to the soul. And this really depends, how things are acting out with one another. And I'm just simply here right now today. I had this very deep calling to even allow these words to come out, just because of what energies are present, in the collective field, and how many people are actually going through a rough time right now. So many people, they're going crazy actually. And some people don't even have the right guidance. They're just hanging out in groups, try to figure each other out, and there is a lot of disturbance out there. It's like where to even begin, especially when people are not actually open for some guidance. So I know as I step outside and wander a bit around, I see this too. And it's not just around me here, of course, it's on a whole humanitarian level. And people can get really crazy at these times, really crazy. Because sometimes when it's too much to handle, people can do really stupid and really silly things. So it's very important for us to, if there is some overwhelm, if it's too much processing, if it's too much painful, if it's too much of anything too much for you, that is signifying to you that maybe you need to slow down. Maybe you need to rest a bit from your inner work. Maybe you need to take it a bit more lightly. Maybe you need to ground and give some self-love, some self-loving practices, which can also be allowance and acceptance and embracing all that you feel and experience. Sometimes even going for a massage or meeting your friends for a drink or going for a dance. So bring some balance, bring some lightness, and slow down and come back in your body. It's so important to come back to the body. Because when we are in the body, we are more grounded. We are more here. And as a second step, is to always notice even any slightest judgments, any sense of separation, division, thoughts, actions, words, any way that can bring damage, even in your, even in your close friends, in your soul family, in any where you're touching right now. Let's bring more compassion. Compassion starts from within us and even within ourselves. We do need to learn a lot from the feminine force. We do have a lot to learn from the feminine force, because the feminine force is what is allowing us, reminding us, giving permission to ourselves not to be so hard, not to continue pushing. These are all the feminine, it's a feminine force that actually, has been ripped out of us. And, the way forward to bring harmony is to return to love. What other way? What other way can you return to unity, to harmony, to balance? There's no other way. It does not mean if you are in full consciousness that that's going to work out. It doesn't mean like that. Without love, you have nothing at all. Without your deepest heart and soul, there's still something not quite complete. And this process, this transition we're in, is demanding for us to return back to love. It is a big demand that it's asking for us to return to harmony, to return to kindness and compassion, to return to the heart, no matter what. And as you know, healing happens with heart, with love. This is how healing takes form. This is how we dismantle separation. All of the dysfunctions, they're all rooted from separation. Separation is a lack of the force of love. So there you go. It must return back to love in your deepest degree of love possible to you. But also that doesn't make a difference, because once you go beyond the emotional love, which is the most conditioned love, once you go beyond the emotional love, you already know a deeper love. So no excuses if you don't feel you're not enough or not in a higher consciousness. These are all excuses. These are all excuses. Because love is a universal language. Everyone knows love. So no excuse. Everyone knows love. And only through integrating and embodying love truly, we can make it through on this planet Earth. We can make it through as a whole humanity, as a whole civilization. And yes, if you look around you, there is a big percentage of humanity who have not yet met their heart beyond the emotions. It is fine too, but you are here to be that embodiment. You are here already as guides. We are all awakened souls. All awakened souls are here already for being here for the others. being here as guides, because you are already awakened to that. So you naturally become a guide to others. And this is how altogether we can unite in love. And the more we unite in love, the stronger this bond will be, the stronger this connection, this unity field will become. And it will not only support you as an individual, because you will be tapping into that bigger collective field, but you will also be supporting the human race just by being yourself integrated and embodied as that of what you truly believe in your core. And what returning to unconditional love means is simply a pure love which has no dysfunctions. That's what unconditional love is, a love without conditions. And conditions are dysfunctions. So a love which is free, a love which is open, a love which is like an ocean, it's open, it's free, it's pure. There's no conditionings, there's no limitations, there's no dysfunctions. So when you see a dysfunction, you can immediately realize that, behind that dysfunction is a lack. It's like a black hole, it's like a lack of love until it's embraced, until it's allowed and accepted. And then it integrates. And that integration is the most uncomfortable, yes. But as it integrates, the integration brings the embodiment. When you walk your talk, you walk your talk, you start embodying that frequency inside your body. It becomes ever stronger, that force, that power of that unconditional love. It's like it amplifies. It's like your body is like this antenna, receiving from above and anchoring into the earth, integrating and then amplifying these codes. These codes, this information of unconditional love emits through this body. So any dysfunctions can be seen that behind them, it's like a black hole, it's like some dark space, a disconnection. And even if someone else, if someone else has done something that has created some form of distortion, yourself, if that touches you, you can still work with embracing it. You can still integrate that. You can still allow that to return back to love. Because that's what we're actually here for. In this lifetime, we're here to return back to love. From separation and division into the unconditional love, which is all within us. We just have to remember more of it. Just have to remember more of it. And the integration and embodiment, by the way, it happens through the physical manifestation actions. So careful what you talk from your higher consciousness, and see that according to your actions, you might see a very big gap. And of course, there is a gap because when we open ourselves, that's our highest. But now life is inviting us to integrate in the body. And so the body manifestation is always a bit behind, is always a bit lagging. We know this here, but when we look at our actions and how we speak of another or of ourselves, and how we think of another or ourselves, and how we act, we see there is a gap, and to bridge that gap, we have to remind ourselves of love. And because that can be the bridge for us. And choosing action from love will actually help you integrate your higher consciousness. So love is in the middle. It is in the middle because it glues everything together. And it's also a very good practice to practice compassion, to practice kindness, to practice any form of even expression of love through you. It's kind of very required right now, and I felt this topic was very important right now to remind ourselves and illuminate for you and for the people around you, all the people you're in touch with, because each of us counts. And the change happens from within us. So let's do some practice now together. Let's take a few moments in silence. Let us all invoke the violet flame as a protection around your field. And connecting with your guides, and setting your intention of this meditation, the intention to return to the unconditional force of love. From there to strengthen the collective field by sending vibrations out from your field, by strengthening this force. and connecting with our highest. You can connect to above your crown, like about 1 foot above your head. With your soul center, the chakra above your head. And from above your head to connect with your highest, connecting with your highest consciousness. And from above you, slowly down towards the heart, connecting your highest self with your deepest hearts. So, shifting your attention inwardly, shifting the focus softly inside. And also to bring a very soft attention to your heart on the right, but a very soft attention and allow a sensation of dropping, then letting go of your focus, just so that it's in your awareness, your heart on the right, keeping soft. And slowly further down through your whole body, and even further down from your root center to 1 foot below, connecting with the earth chakra. And from this earth chakra that's part of you too, from there to then connect down, touching and anchoring this open channel through this body vehicle all the way down into the core of the earth. Just to breathe, soften yourself and allow yourself to expand, noticing all the space within you and around you and everywhere, and opening yourselves, deepening and deepening too. So I invite you for a moment to witness very lightly, the personality with the certain, this functions, this harmonious functions. I just like to very skimming through a moment. The personality is somewhere in front of you. The sense of me or I, or you might sense maybe a bit of contraction or some density. in your own way, right? In your own way to simply skim through the limited self. Like in my vision, I see them as functions. Functions have like a bundle of conditional energies inside them, but for you, you can connect or visualize it in your way, in your way. And now I invite you to to look behind, to look behind these dysfunctions, these contracted energies, these disharmonious energies, this maybe pain or sense of separation. Yeah, they all have like black holes behind them, some dark spots, lack of light, lack of love. And let's simply see it as it is, with no judgments, with no blame or anything as such, just to see it as it is. And that's all to do with the third dimensional reality. And it simply cannot function anymore in a fifth dimensional reality, which is a reality functioning from the source of love. And let us all take a moment to give this self-loving approach by allowing all of that, by embracing, and by recognizing that what these dysfunctions really need is to be held by love and to be supported with this light of awareness. So you have the support of the unconditional love, this ocean behind, and even behind the ocean of love is this loving awareness shining and permeating. It is giving you the capacity to see. And it is about building a new relationship with the little self, with the problematic self, with the challenges, with the separations. And it's like, okay, come back where you belong. Come back where you belong. Bringing that darkness or lack back into the ocean behind. And that ocean is always so supportive. That ocean is always waiting for you to surrender to it. To surrender the fights or surrender the resistances, unacceptances. And you just have to relax and allow the ocean to take over. Allow these black hole glitches in the system to be encompassed with this ocean of love. And to allow this loving awareness to permeate right through those black holes, those glitches, to illuminate, to bring light to in the most loving way, in the most feminine way, giving it permission, allowing it to return back to harmony, back to unity. Returning the conditionings to the unconditional force of love. And softening and melting, feeling safe in your body, feeling safe in your environment, so that you can allow yourself to melt, so you can allow yourself to surrender, so you can integrate more love, so that you can embody the unity frequency inside you on all levels at all times, so that when we speak from a place of love. When we think from a place of love. When we act from a place of love. And allow your heart to soften and allow yourself to deepen even deeper to the back side of your heart, which is wide open. And you're being embraced and held within this force of unconditional love. So that we can remind ourselves, so that we can reclaim and embody this force, so that we can create a better life for ourselves and others. And from here, I invite you to visualize all of the higher selves on this planet Earth, just like all the higher selves, and to connect from your deepest beingness of your heart with your intention to emit this frequency from your deepest heart with your highest intentions, with the support and guidance of our guides, to connect with all the higher selves on this planet Earth and to connect with their hearts. And seeing yourself as this antenna, transmitting and strengthening in this field, into the collective field. from our highest intentions, or even visualization if that works well for you, to envision the hearts of everyone awakens, to envision unity and harmony, to envision compassion and kindness as a way of being and sharing love, sharing happiness, sharing joy, all births from the unconditional force of love, while loving awareness permeates through all and allows you to witness the unfoldment, to witness the life experience, to witness the transformation happening, to witness this upgrade of humanity, so we can remember that we are beings of love and we must all return to that. And anything lower of the vibration below love must be dismantled, must be healed with love, must be seen with the light of this loving awareness, so that we can all integrate more love and to also see this pink energy enveloping the planet Earth. Pink energy is unconditional love. And seeing this pink energy within our atmosphere and even passing through all the higher selves, touching the heart and even grounding this pink energy, this pink consciousness of love down towards the earth, towards the grid, the whole network, energy channels of planet Earth, 5D, new matrix. Of course, in any way, it comes naturally to you. It's very soft. It's very open and pure. It can be felt very, very deep. Very, very deep. It's like a shower of love And the shower also cleanses away that which no longer serves love. If there is some heaviness in your heart, you can come back to your heart and take a moment to share with your heart forgiveness. Forgiveness helps to shift. When we forgive ourselves of what we feel or experience, or we forgiving others, our heart transforms. And from forgiveness, it transforms into love. So only if you feel some density or some heaviness rising in your heart, of course, giving permission to yourself to feel, being kind, compassionate. And this is how it transforms and returns to love. And here is how we also strengthen our blueprint, our template, because we at the same time reattune more and more to this frequency. Softer and softer, letting go of any focus now. Drop all your focus. Drop all your focus. uniting. And we can all take a moment in our hearts in gratitude, gratitude for all the abundance. It's in your life, it's in yourself. Abundance on all levels. And gratitude to those who guide us, who support us on all levels, in all dimensions. And very gently, in your own time, when you feel ready, you can slowly return, returning to the center of your being, to the center and deepest heart. It's no mistake, it's right in the center of this body. Hmm. And when you're ready, you can come back and open your eyes.